Your Royal Highness Princess Maha Chakri Sirindhorn. On behalf of the Princess Maha Chakri Award Foundation Committee, ambassadors, permanent secretaries, and Director General of the Ministry of Education from 11 countries, officials of the Ministry of Education, Princess Maha Chakri awardees, members of the ASEAN Council of Teachers, and all the distinguished guests, I, Dr. Thirakiacharan Setasin, Deputy Minister of Education, wish to express our deepest gratitude to Your Royal Highness' presence today at the 2015 Princess Maha Chakri Award presentation ceremony and the opening of the 31st ASEAN Council of the Teachers Convention on the occasion of the World Teachers' Day 2015. The Princess Maha Chakri Award is one of the initiatives of Her Royal Highness in paying tribute to the outstanding teachers whose contributions to education are internationally recognized and whose teaching has led to significant life-changing impacts on their students. The Princess Maha Chakri Award Foundation has received remarkable support from several ministries and institutions, such as the Teachers Council of Thailand, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Interior, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Quality Learning Foundation, and the Ministry of Education of 11 countries in Southeast Asia. For today's event, over 600 attendants consisting of members of the ASEAN Councils of Teachers from 11 countries, Kunakon, Kru Ying Kun, and Kru Kwan Sit Award recipients are gathered here to honor and witness the achievements of the Princess Maha Chakri Award recipients and to participate in the 31st ASEAN Council of Teachers Convention. With Your Royal Highness' permission, may I now call upon Dr. Krishnapong Kiratikon, Chairman of the Princess Maha Chakri Award Foundation, to give a report on the selection process for the award and to introduce the award recipients. After all the recipients have received the award, may I kindly invite Your Royal Highness to deliver an address to the Princess Maha Chakri Award recipients and to declare open the 31st ASEAN Council of Teachers Convention on the occasion of the World Teachers' Day 2015. After that, Dr. Surin Pitsuwan, the former Secretary General of ASEAN Secretariat, will give a keynote lecture on education as an integration tool for ASEAN community. May it please Your Royal Highness.
Your Royal Highness, as Chairman of the Princess Maha Chakri Award Foundation, may I take this opportunity to make a summary to Your Royal Highness on the Princess Maha Chakri Award. On the auspicious occasion of the 60th birthday anniversary of Your Royal Highness in 2015, those of us working on education in Thailand have sought and received permission from Your Royal Highness to establish the Princess Maha Chakri Award for outstanding and devoted teachers. It is recognized and acclaimed that Your Royal Highness is a true believer in the importance of education, which forms the foundation of the country's development. Your Royal Highness have spent countless hours and efforts in support of the country's youth education at all levels, especially those underprivileged in remote areas. The fundamental tenet of the Princess Maha Chakri Award is that teachers eligible for the Princess Maha Chakri Award are teachers that the general public collectively acknowledges and acclaims for their teaching career dedication, with the recognized evidence of creating development changes in the lives of their students. These changes are not only reflected upon the students, but have also inspired other fellow teachers. Citizens at all levels would be integral to the search and selection processes of these exceptional teachers worthy of such notable honor. On this occasion of the first presentation of the Princess Maha Chakri Award, there are 11 recipients, one for each ASEAN country and Timor-Leste. On selection of the award recipients, each country establishes its own selection procedure based on the aforementioned principle. This is in recognition of diversity in socio-economic context of the 11 countries and the learning requirements of nations. Coordinations on selection and nomination of the award are done through the ministries responsible for education and ministries of foreign affairs. The Foundation wishes to acknowledge excellent reports received from senior officials of education of ASEAN and Timor-Leste, as well as officials from Ministry of Foreign Affairs and respective embassies. After receiving the nomination, the Princess Maha Chakri Award Foundation, at its meeting in July 2015, that Your Highness was chairing, has approved the names of the recipients of the award. At this juncture, may I present Your Highness the 11 recipients in country alphabetical order. May I request permission from Your Highness to read citations on the achievements of the recipients, and then request Your Highness to present the Princess Maha Chakri Award. The 11 recipients of the Princess Maha Chakri Award 2015 are as follows. Brunei Darussalam, Madam Haja Ratnawati binti Haji Muhammad, a teacher from Korean school. Madam Haja Ratnawati binti Haji Muhammad is an outstanding teacher in students with special needs, autism spectrum disorder, physical intellectual impairments. She has exemplified creativity and innovation in introducing necessary and relevant skills to her students. She also successfully motivates the participation from parents to develop the learning achievement of students with special needs. In recognition of her outstanding work and dedication, she was presented with the prestigious Excellent Teacher Award in 2010 by His Majesty the Sultan of Brunei Darussalam. Madam Haja Ratnawati binti Haji Muhammad. Cambodia, Miss Tuj Bandro, a teacher at Bo Primary School. Miss Tuj Bandro successfully teaches students by applying students' approach using both intrinsic and extrinsic motivation techniques, as well as producing teaching materials and creating visual aids for learning and teaching. She was awarded the National Outstanding Teacher and a Silver Medal for Outstanding Achievements in Teaching. Miss Tuj Bandro. Indonesia, Mr. Herwin Hamid, a teacher at Junior High School number 6, Kedari. Mr. Herwin Hamid is an outstanding science teacher and coordinator of the Science Olympiad team, the Young Scientist Organization. He received Anugeraki Haja Awards from 2012-2014. He also won the first championship of various important competitions, such as the National Competition of Teacher Creativity 2014, the National Competition of Developing Mobile Learning for Education 2013 and 2014. Mr. Herwin Hamid. Lao PDR, Mrs. Kamsoy Wongsampan. Mrs. Kamsoy Wongsampan is an outstanding teacher and training of French language in 4 provinces, Vientiane Capital, Luang Prabang, Suvarnakhet, and Champasak. Her teaching has focused on creating capacity of low educational achievement students. She also encourages parents to participate in the development of educational achievement and school quality. In addition, she received the 49 certificates of recognition from the Department of Education, Governor of Vientiane Municipality, and from the Ministry of Education and Sports. Mrs. Kamsoy Wongsampan. Malaysia, Mr. Zainuddin bin Zakaria, a teacher at Taman Bukit Maluri Secondary School. Mr. Zainuddin Zakaria is an outstanding teacher and one of the panel members for developing syllabus for ICT subject under the auspices of the Curriculum Development Division, Malaysian Ministry of Education. He has been appointed as a national trainer for English Discourse for Information and Communication Technology EDIC for 3 years. In addition, he has also led a group of national teachers in filming ICT lesson videos for EduWeb TV. Moreover, he won the Innovative Teacher Award and the Malaysian Teacher Icon Award. Mr. Zainuddin Zakaria. Myanmar, Doyi Monso, senior teacher at Lai Taya in Yangon. Doyi Monso teaches Burmese, English, and biology. Her teaching expertise has enabled her students to excel academically with outstanding achievements on national level. Not only does she teach compulsory subjects, but also other courses as agriculture. She nurtures the students with a virtue and ethics so that they would become good citizens of the society. She develops a school library to serve as a comprehensive knowledge center for youth development. It is evident that Doyi Monso is a teacher and developer by heart who always believes in both academic development and improved livelihood of the students. Doyi Monso. The Philippines, Mr. William Ergot Moraka, head teacher, Kloklang Elementary School. Mr. William Ergot Moraka is an active school head teacher. He successfully provides elementary schools with modern classroom, as well as solicited school supplies and education materials. Moreover, he has installed numbers of simple rotary windmills and magnetic water systems that supply electricity and safe drinking water to households in remote areas. He has got certificates of recognition for his valuable contribution and support to school programs and projects. In addition, he has been awarded the plaque of commendation for his creative innovation and initiatives in converting low-cost materials into special multi-level apparatuses with a combination of technologies. Mr. William Ergot Moraka. Singapore, Ms. Wang Lim Ailian, head of Department Holy Innocents Primary School, teaching English and mathematics. Mrs. Wang Lim Ailian achievements include helping students with special needs to be able to successfully join mainstream education. She helps them discover their own strengths, abilities, and talents, and guides them to grow in a warm and supportive classroom environment with positive self-esteem by applying cooperative learning strategies to promote teamwork and collaboration. She is also the pioneer on launching the Music Therapy for Learning Motivation project to promote positive students' behavior and thus improve their self-esteem and motivation towards learning. She received altogether 3 awards, namely Outstanding Contribution Awards and Long Service Award, Mrs. Wang Lim Ai Lian. Thailand, Mr. Chalamporn Pongthirawan, Tea of Science, Surat Pitaya School. Mr. Chalamporn Pongthirawan continuously works hard in order to inculcate the students with creative, analytical skills. He investigates innovative teaching methods so that students can learn with fun and apply it to daily lives. He shares his teaching methodology with teachers of other subjects and also disseminates the teaching approach through Teacher TV. One of his outstanding teaching procedures is innovation of integrating physics and biology in one project. 3 students have received international awards from this scientific achievement. The name of the 3 students were given to minor planets by Massachusetts Institute of Technology of USA. He also received many awards for his excellent teaching. Mr. Chalamporn Wongthirawan. Timor-Leste, Mr. Julio Ximenez Medera. Mr. Julio Ximenez Medera emphasizes child-centered approaches and supports a child-friendly learning environment by using effective pedagogy and involvement of parents, community, and students. He has facilitated the cohesion of staff members and community in his school. He also provides opportunities for trainee teachers to observe and practice in his school in order to share best practices and teaching learning methodology. Mr. Julio Ximenez Madera. Vietnam, Mrs. Tran Thi Thi Yung, Principal and Primary School Teacher, teaching English at Langok Han Primary School. Mrs. Tran Thi Thi Yung has supported the innovative in teaching methodology and developed the school to become the Vietnam New School model. The model has been recognized and disseminated to over 3,000 primary schools nationwide. She gives each teacher opportunities to determine responsibilities on the basis of self-evaluation of their competencies to allow them to develop creative activities. She introduces interactive classroom model in teaching, focusing on life skills development, self-learning activities, and learning from experiences. This has contributed to the improvement of teaching quality, and she received the Certificate of Merit of the Prime Minister of Vietnam. Mrs. Tan. Thank you.
I am delighted to preside over the Princess Maha Chakri Awards presentation and the opening of the 31st ASEAN Council of Teachers Convention on the occasion of the World Teachers' Day 2015. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the 11 distinguished teachers from the 11 countries who have just received the awards. Each of you has been thoroughly and carefully selected by your country's officials to receive the Princess Maha Chakri Award for 2015. This is the first occasion that the Princess Maha Chakri Award Foundation has organized such an event. Every award recipient is an outstanding teacher with remarkable achievements. Your lifelong dedication to teaching profession is evidenced in the significant life-changing impacts on your students. You have been a true inspiration to your fellow teachers and have made great contributions to education. It is universally accepted that education is a powerful tool for human development, and human resource is fundamental to development and stability of any nation. Therefore, teachers unquestionably play a vital role in the country's progress. Teachers must continually acquire knowledge and capability and be enthusiastic to educate the next generation with care, loving kindness, morality, and professional ethics. I would like to thank all member countries of ASEAN and the Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste for your kind cooperation and great success in the selections of suitable Princess Maha Chakri Award recipients. I appreciate your participation in the award ceremony today. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to the participants of 31st ASEAN Council of Teachers Convention. It is hoped that the awards will be an inspiration for our countries to continue developing teaching profession in order to raise the level and quality of education for the peoples in the region. I sincerely thank the committee members and all relevant organizations for your hard work to make the Princess Maha Chakri Award ceremony a success today. I now declare open the 31st ASEAN Council of Teachers Convention on the occasion of the World Teachers' Day 2015. I wish the convention a great success and all of you a lot of happiness. Thank you.
ขอพระราชทานกราบบังคมทูลฝ่าละอองพระบาทข้าพระพุทธเจ้านายสุรินทร์พิษสุวรรณขอพระราชทานพระราชานุญาตบรรยายเป็นภาษาอังกฤษพระพุทธเจ้าค่ะ May it please Your Royal Highness, distinguished ministers, officials, participants from all the members countries of ASEAN, plus Timor-Leste and other relevant organizations and institutions promoting education in ASEAN and in East Asia. I accept this invitation, Your Royal Highness, with utmost humility, with a sense of personal honor and privilege to address this august assembly, all the experts in the field of education. I'm privileged to begin my career as a teacher. But I was quite disappointed to be taken away from that profession to become a politician and a diplomat. But all through life journey, teaching has been my passion, and teaching has always been my profession. Your Royal Highness has just said a few days ago that after retirement, Your Royal Highness would just like to take an exit from the teaching profession. I don't think the Thai people and the people of ASEAN, particularly the students of ASEAN, would allow Your Royal Highness to take that easy road away from teaching. Aristotle said, a great leader must also be a great teacher. Because in teaching we transmit our values, our dreams, our aspirations to the younger generation. And I have found this quotation from Your Royal Highness in your own composition, Your Royal Highness สมเด็จแม่กับการศึกษา My Mother and Education. May I have your permission to read it and to translate it into English. ข้าพเจ้าคิดว่าคำว่าการศึกษาเป็นคำที่กว้างขวางมากสิ่งที่เราเรียนรู้ถ่ายทอดจากกันและกันกลายเป็นการศึกษาล้วนเป็นการศึกษาคนเรานั้นเหมือนกันทั้งหมดคือต้องการที่จะถ่ายทอดความรู้ความคิดความรู้สึกความฝันของตนให้กับอนุชนรุ่นหลัง In English, I think Your Royal Highness wrote, the word education is a very, very wide and extensive word. Anything that we learn from each other, that we pass on to each other, is considered education. All human beings are the same in one thing, at least, and that is we would like to pass on our thoughts, our feelings, our dreams to our younger generation, to our posterity. When we reach a retirement age, all our dreams have to be transmitted, passed on, conveyed to our younger generation, because they will have to live on our dreams and our aspiration. ASEAN is also a dream. ASEAN is also a vision. The word ASEAN is a symbolism that is powerful, that is inspiring. 10 countries now, hopefully, plus East Timor. 600 million people plus. to dream the dream of living together in peace and in prosperity. So it is a very powerful symbolism. And all human beings are inspired by symbolism. There is a story to illustrate the difference between us and other animals, other beings. We live by symbolism, they lived by only physical association. They can only understand concrete things, but we understand the dream, the vision, and the symbolism. There's a story that if we use our index finger to point at the moon, a dog would look at our index finger. But human beings would look at the moon because human beings understand well that the index finger is only symbolism to something more abstract, higher on the horizon. So all the ASEAN leaders have done in the past 48 years is to create that dream, big D dream, vision, big V vision, that all of us will become one community, integrated, competitive, equitable, and able to be connected with the rest of the world easily, seamlessly. But ASEAN is a landscape of tremendous diversity. In governance, we are different. In languages, we are different. In religion, we are different. In history, we are different. In norms, in values, in lifestyles, we are all different. If we want to create that dream, dreamed by our forefathers, at least we must have the lowest common denominator of what that dream is about and what we need to do in order to reach that vision and that dream. How can we make this landscape agreeable with itself, with common denominator, so that it becomes a solid foundation for the community that we want at the end of this year? It is only education. It is only through instruction of our younger generation that we are here in this space, less than 4% of the surface of the earth, 600 million people plus, but extremely diverse. There is no other 4% surface of the world more diverse than this ASEAN landscape. So we need the teachers, we need education in order to make sure that we know each other, we appreciate each other, and we respect the difference, and we value what we have in common as ASEAN. As ASEAN citizens, we must create that second identity for every citizen of every member state. You are a Thai, but you are an ASEAN too. You are a Laotian, but you are an ASEAN too. You are a Singaporean, but you are an ASEAN too. Pretty soon, you are an East Timorese, but you are an ASEAN too. That second identity can only be created through consistent conveyance of dream, of norms, of facts and figures of the need why we have to come together as a community. It was born 48 years ago. It was born out of a shadow of a larger drama going on around the world, because the big countries and big leaders got together in Indonesia, in Bandung, called Afro-Asian Conference. Zhou Enlai was there, Nehru was there, Tito was there, Nkrumah was there. Big personalities in the third world, all were there. The ASEAN countries felt we needed something for ourselves, appropriate to our size, so that we could keep our own national identities. And that organization, that platform, is called ASEAN from the beginning. And we were developing quick, fast, attracting the attention of the world, because the world want to trade with us, the world want to come and invest in us, the world want to benefit from us. So the factories came, the investment came, the traders came, the businessmen came. But then we found out that we have competition. We have China opening up, we have India opening up, we have the rest of the world opening up. ASEAN must improve our own competitiveness. And that competitiveness comes from our collective size, not 67 million Thailand, not 5 million Indonesia, not 50 million Myanmar, but 600 million plus, not even 245 million Indonesians. The size gives us the weight, gives us the recognition, gives us the legitimacy to soar on the global stage, to negotiate, to bargain, and to extract concessions from the rest of the world. But we found out that there was a competition, there is a competition, and we must improve. So the idea of the community came into being, and it is going to be launched at the end of this year in Kuala Lumpur, because Malaysia is the chair of ASEAN this year. But just imagine, is just economic enough? Political and security enough? Investment enough, trade enough, tourism enough? ASEAN will not be a solid foundation for the community that we want unless all our children understand the vision, the dream, the aspiration that is called ASEAN. That's what the teachers will have to do. That's what the teachers will have to pass on. Will have the teachers who will have to be the teachers who will inspire your students. That ASEAN is for you. ASEAN is for the future generation. ASEAN is for the youth. Your Royal Highness said education, human resource development are important for any society to develop, for stability and for security of any society. But we are in a position of fierce competition with the world. All of you distinguished participants in the field of education. And we all know that our education needs improvement. We all know that our education needs reform. We all know that we need our students to be able to think, to be able to analyze, to be able to solve problems, not just memorization. Because what we teach them to remember, they will be able to find everything in these small little gadgets. They don't need us to teach. They need us to give them inspiration to learn, to keep their curiosity, to keep on questioning, to realize that there are answers out there somewhere if you look for it. Teachers will have to be educational guide, not instructor. Mediocre teacher just described. Good teacher analyzed for the students. Better teacher have to lead students to think. The best teacher of all must be able to inspire them forward to look for the answers themselves. Available more than during my generation. So we need to reform. And one area that we need to reform most urgently is the area of science, technology, and innovation. Because we have competition from everywhere. Because there is no economy, no society, no country, no state that can live on with the technology, with the science, with the innovation, with the intellectual property of other people. In Thai, we have a saying, don't borrow anybody else's nose to breathe. อย่ายืมจมูกใครหายใจ We don't know when it's going to be taken away. All the ASEAN countries except three. All the ASEAN countries except three. Singapore, Brunei, and Malaysia are somewhere in the middle income level or low income level. And information and research and studies by the World Bank, by the Asian Development Bank, by all institutions around the world, by the World Economic Forum, that countries that are in the middle and lower middle income bracket will find it extremely difficult to compete with the rest of the world unless you invest in science, in technology, and in innovation. But all the countries of ASEAN spend less than 0.20% of our gross national product. Singapore, again, is an exception. And they have found out that those who invest less than 2% average worldwide, 2% of your national income, 2% is the average that countries spend on science, on technology, and on innovation. Thailand spent 0.20%. The world average is 2%. The rest of ASEAN spend less than Thailand. So how will our education produce competitive human resource? Invent technology, create innovation in order to make sure that we can compete with the rest of the world. No other countries will be able to come in and take benefit from the landscape if we don't prepare our human resources, our science, our technology, our skilled workers for them. We can't use the phrase, for an ASEAN integration, people must be able to move from one country to the next. But the ASEAN leaders are wise enough not to use the phrase free movement of people. Because if you use the phrase free movement of people, a country like Thailand in the middle will be engulfed by migrants seeking better life, better employment in this economy. So the leaders use the phrase free movement of skilled labor. Skilled labor, doctors, medical, dentists, nurses, accountants, people in the hospitality industry, hotels and tourism, engineering, architecture, and surveyors of properties around the region so that Thai entrepreneur can go and invest in Indonesia. Indonesia can go and invest in Malaysia. Malaysia can go and invest in the Philippines so that we know how much our partners' worth is. So there are 8 professions that are allowed to move across the regions, but they have to be qualified, they have to be competitive, they have to be the best, they have to be the cream, they have to be the elites of their profession. In order to move across the landscape of ASEAN, we begin with the skilled labor. And who would guarantee that these 8 professions will be qualified, will be competitive, will be able to communicate with each other, will be able to bring prosperity, employment into each other's economies? The teachers. So the science teacher from Thailand teaching physics, producing educational tools for students to learn physics in their daily life. Your dream, your aspiration now must be, I am producing scientists who may become doctors, engineers, and architects, and dentists, and accountants for the rest of ASEAN. Teachers who are from Laos who are trying to produce qualified students so that they can compete with the rest of ASEAN and of the world. You have to make sure that they are qualified, inspired, and committed to be the best, to be able to move across the ASEAN landscape. Teachers from all other countries who have been identified as being distinguished in certain areas of your professions will have now to think about the larger picture of ASEAN, producing them for the larger welfare of ASEAN, inspiring them to step up onto the stage of ASEAN, competing but also productive and producing and helping each other. So if we take ASEAN as a stage, as a forum, we will see that in the teaching profession, we need to exchange, we need to learn from each other, we need to compare notes, and we need to seek mutual support and mutual inspiration. And this is what the Princess Maha Chakri Teachers Award Foundation is doing, has been doing, this is the first time, is just that, to provide a platform and a forum for best teachers in ASEAN to exchange, to compare notes, and to communicate. Because in the end, we are working for the same vision and same objective, and that is a prosperous, secure, stable ASEAN. We are not going to achieve that if the teachers are not making your full contribution. But our educational system is still very much traditional. There's nothing wrong with being traditional. But there must be some area that we innovate in order to catch up with the rest of the world. Five years ago, the world memorialized, not commemorate, the tragic event of the sinking of the Titanic. Teachers around the world brought the Titanic case to the classrooms. Traditional teaching would do it one way, but innovative teaching to teach students to think, to analyze, to help themselves, to look for information by themselves, and to organize their thoughts and to explain the phenomenon in a very, very interesting, scientifically correct, mathematically proven, socially solid, valid, and in the language, English language, for example, polished and eloquent. So, the new way of teaching students, the teachers would ask, describe the incident of the Titanic in 10 pages. 4 teachers, science, math, social science, and English. The English teacher would just correct the English and look for the English language. How good is it? The social science or social studies teacher would expect the students to tell the 3 stories of the Titanic. Who are the passengers on the first, the second, and the bottom? The first are the honeymooners, rich. The second, a businessman, salesman, crossing the Atlantic, looking for markets, new products. The third are laborers, farmers who migrate across the Atlantic to look for new life, or relatives coming to visit old families in old Europe. And the science teacher would expect the students to explain, why did it happen that time of the year with the icebergs floating in the northern part of the Atlantic? What currents? What change of weather? What change of the season that the icebergs would have broken away from the glaciers up in the North Pole? And the math teacher would expect students to just use mathematical formula. Why you see only that much of the iceberg and not the rest underneath, submerged under the water? 4 teachers asking students to do one paper, analytical research, put forth an argument, explain, and use a very good English. 4 teachers assign 1 homework. The traditional approach that I have seen in some schools in Thailand was this: where did the Titanic incident happen? Multiple choices. Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, or all of the above. There are students who just flipped coins and said, all of the above. No analytical thinking, no research needed, no skill in writing in English is needed, no mathematical formula is needed. All you have to do is flip the coin and you do the answer. And in the end, you haven't learned anything. I'm sure the ASEAN teachers who have received the Princess Maha Chakri Awards today are better than that. Because you are all innovators, you are all creative teachers, and you are all people of goodwill. You want to see your students live their life in your image. All the best that you have, you want to transfer to them. On top of that, they will also bring analytical, problem-solving, curiosity, and the faith in this one fact, that answers can be found somewhere in the collection of these wisdom and this information all around the world. Much of them are in your palm already. And all of them must believe in the genuine goodness of all human beings. Because that's what we want ASEAN citizens to be. Good, qualified, competitive, responsible, respectful of each other, appreciating the diversity and the differences among us, and celebrate what we have in common. The Council of ASEAN Teachers have just drafted a resolution, and it will be discussed tomorrow and it will be decided in the next few days. And they said education must be the basis of ASEAN integration. And they said education and educators must become agents of change in your communities, in your countries, in your societies. Because teachers are held in highest regard and highest respect here in East Asia, and definitely here in Southeast Asia. The world has just come around to recognize teachers and agreed that the 5th of October should be the Global Teachers' Day. In this country and in many countries in ASEAN, we have teacher days every year. In fact, we have Teachers' Day every day, because teachers are our second parents. Physically born by our natural parents, but intellectually born by our teachers. Just imagine how poor all our lives would be without having good teachers or good inspirers for ourselves. Let me go back to what Her Royal Highness said when she went to Faculty of Arts at Chulalongkorn University. Just a brief reference, because I want to be a teacher. And I think that sentence resonates very, very well and very, very powerfully among her subjects, Your Royal Highness. I think the Thai people and the Thai children, the Thai younger generation, have been enriched by your commitment and your passion to be a teacher. And I think this award for every best ASEAN member states teachers is going to continue that inspiration, not just in Thailand, but the total landscape of ASEAN, 10 plus East Timor. That the teaching profession is a noble profession. That the teaching profession is a profession of sacrifice. The teaching profession is a profession of highest responsibility. You are all shaping the future of your country and your ASEAN. You are playing with the minds. You are not just looking for physical well-being, but moral well-being, ethical well-being, and definitely a sense of common responsibility for all of us in ASEAN, not just for Vietnam, not just for Cambodia, not just for Laos, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Myanmar, Philippines, Vietnam, East Timor, Laos, Cambodia. No. Because what they have just discussed in New York this past week, Global Agenda 2030, meaning 15 years from now, the world will live with this agenda. Recognized, concurred, signed, and sealed by the leaders of 193 countries, 7 billion human beings have committed ourselves to that agenda. Post-2015 or Agenda 2030, same thing. What the world is facing now is full of challenges, coming 360 degrees. If we don't have that one common sense of humanity, beginning with one common sense of ASEAN here, that one common sense of awareness that we belong to this little planet together as a human species, and we are not going to have a spare planet for us soon. And we are not planning to migrate to another planet soon. Here it is, our earth, our home, our village. So what the new teachers of ASEAN will have to do is not just our countries, not just our ASEAN, but the global community, ASEAN citizens must also participate in the search for the solutions to all those challenges that the global community is now facing. And let me end by this challenge to all of you. 65 million years ago, there was a meteorite hitting the Earth, creating clouds in the atmosphere. All life forms perished, disappeared. Human beings were not there yet. It was purely a natural phenomenon. There was no ethical or moral dimension to that crisis. 65 million years ago, dinosaurs disappeared. Now we are talking about global warming. Now we are talking about the rising of the sea level. Now we are talking about poisonous atmosphere. Who contributed to these problems of the atmosphere, of this planet, of this earth, of this village? Every human being, us, you and me, and everyone. The next natural catastrophe of climate change, we will be the authors of our own problems and maybe our own extinction. Like 65 million years ago, like the dinosaurs disappeared because of that natural phenomenon. Next time, it will be a moral issue. Next time, it will be an ethical issue. So we are worried about the smoke down in the southern part of ASEAN, Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, southern Thailand, Brunei. The world is suffering the same thing. And there will be what? There will be climate migrants. People move because their land has become untillable, cannot grow anything because of the change. There will be movement of people seeking more fertile land, just like in the deserts, seeking oasis among the nomads. We don't want the world to be that way. So, yes, ASEAN is our primary focus, but we must think about the rest of the world too. We must think about the challenges that the world, the global community, is facing too. Because ASEAN, you must have heard the last two lines of our anthem. We dare to dream. And we care to share. The song was written by a Thai lady and was accepted as the ASEAN anthem. We dare to dream together. 10 countries, soon to be 11, 600 million plus. We dare to dream together. Not only for ourselves, not only for our countries, not only for our states, for the region, for the world. Because we care to share. Let me end by just one famous line. No man is an island. John Donne said in the 16th century, no man is an island. He meant no woman too. Because at that time, man meant woman too. No man is an island, entire of itself. Not Indonesia, not the Philippines, not Brunei, not Singapore. No man is an island, entire of itself. Any man's death, any woman suffering, any child, hunger and starvation diminishes me. It affects me. It takes away my humanity. Any man's death diminishes me because I am involved in mankind. Because I'm a part of humanity, of this species. Because I am involved in mankind. So if you ask for whom this message is, John Donne said, don't ask for whom the bell tolls. ระฆังงั่งเงงหรือกลองวัดหรือกระดิ่งหรือกลองที่สุเหร่าที่ไหนก็ตามแต่ For whom the bell toll, don't send to ask for whom the bell toll. It tolls for thee, meaning it tolls for every one of us and every one of you. Particularly today, we celebrate the success and the sacrifices and the dedication and the passion and the commitment of all the great teachers of ASEAN, plus East Timor. And we will see many, many more in the future. And we will see the message from this meeting this year will be sent out to the rest of the ASEAN landscape. And the teachers, your colleagues, and the government, your governments, and your students will be told that yes, the teaching profession has been recognized by ASEAN, by the Princess Maha Chakri Teachers Awards. Thank you very much. ด้วยเกล้าด้วยกระหม่อม
ขอพระราชทานกราบบังคมทูลทราบฝ่าละอองพระบาทข้าพระพุทธเจ้าขอพระราชทานพระราชานุญาตเบิกอดีตเลขาธิการอาเซียนรัฐมนตรีช่วยว่าการกระทรวงศึกษาธิการและปลัดกระทรวงศึกษาธิการ11ประเทศเข้ารับพระราชทานของที่ระลึกตามลำดับด้วยเกล้าด้วยกระหม่อม
If it pleases Your Royal Highness, may the former Secretary of ASEAN, the Deputy Minister of Education of Thailand, and the ASEAN Permanent Secretaries and Timor-Leste proceed to the ceremony area to be graciously bestowed with a token of appreciation from Your Royal Highness, respectively.
เขาบอกอาจารย์ที่จะก่อสร้างต่อไปเด็กไม่ไหนอ่ะ
เขาบอกสอนคนน้อยเนี่ยให้แค่นี้แล้วตกลงถ่ายให้ยังรูปอ่ะลงไม่ยังตัววิ่งก่อน
ขอเรียนเชิญท่านผู้มีเกียรติทุกท่านนั่งรออยู่ในห้องประชุมนี้ก่อนนะคะ
May we request all the distinguished delegates to kindly take a seat and we'll wait a little bit before we proceed to the exhibition area.